Okay. Okay, let me just make sure I hear myself. Voila. Okay, I heard it. Okay, good. Okay, so back to the introduction. Are you tired of barely making ends meet on ODSP? Do you want to take control of your money, break free from the poverty trap, and build wealth? Well, you're in the right place. Today, I'm walking you through my March 2025 budget plan, showing you exactly how I'm using the EXIT ODSP Roadmap for entrepreneurs to grow my income and manage cash flow, work toward financial independence. Let's make every dollar count. And make every dollar work for us, not against us. Every dollar count is somewhere else in this thing. So, hello everyone, and welcome. Whether you're tuning in from Canada or anywhere else in the world, I'm Minnie St. Clair, and I am so excited to have you here in this video. I'm breaking down my March 2025 budget plan, showing you how I make every dollar count. Here's the every dollar count, and walking you through the strategies I use to apply my EXIT ODSP Roadmap for entrepreneurs so I can move toward true financial independence. A lot of people think it's impossible to build wealth while on ODSP, but I'm here to prove to them wrong. You can grow your income, build wealth, and still stay fully compliant with ODSP rules. So grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's dive in. Now, I was live a few minutes ago for about 10 or 15 minutes before I realized I had no audio. I'm hoping everyone can hear me. If you can hear me on the replay or you're watching live right now, put an emoji in chat that I have audio so I know there's audio. That would be super helpful. And let's get deeper into the video. Okay, so now let's clear up some of the big, no, not missed yet. We're not there yet. Okay, so make sure other people can hear me. Before we dive into the EXIT ODSP Roadmap for oh, thank you, Whitley. Thank you. So before we dive into the EXIT ODSP Roadmap for entrepreneurs, let's quickly cover what ODSP is, because not everyone tuning in is familiar with how it works. So ODSP stands for Ontario Disability Support Program, a government benefit program that provides financial assistance and health benefits to eligible people with disabilities in Ontario, Canada. It helps cover basic living costs like rent, food, and medical expenses. Now here's where things get interesting. Many people assume that if you're on ODSP, you can't work and can't save money and definitely can't build wealth, but it's not entirely true. There are some people on ODSP who cannot work and they are in rent-to-geared income and they're dependent on government supports and the kindness of Good Samaritans and charities, and they live out their lives in that way. And then there are people who do work on ODSP part-time, full-time, running a business, depending on their willingness and abilities to do so and capacity and energy to do so. But the main thing is, it does not say in the policy of ODSP that you cannot and never work on ODSP. They actually encourage work. And I spent my entire time on ODSP trying to find a way of working with my disability so that I can be financially autonomous and keep my freedom and control my destiny and have the ability to design my life in the way I see fit. as a full-grown adult who's now 40 years old. I turned 40 in February. So what? I've been 40 years old for a month now. Yeah. So basic needs and shelter, rent, groceries, utilities. ODSP covers that. Like I said, someone could be living on rent-to-geared income, room and board housing, a rooming situation, a hostel, whatever they can afford, depending on where they are in their life stage or situation. Then there's the health and medical coverage, prescription, dental, and vision. Then there's also other supports like a guide dog, a wheelchair support. There's a passport program for people with intellectual autism disabilities. There's multiple things in ODSP depending on what your disability is, what supports you need, and how well you are able to communicate to your family or support system or advocate or social worker to find those needs that you will need on ODSP. For me, ODSP covers my bipolar medication, quietapine. Quietapine is the generic name. The brand name is Seroquel. Then there's also the birth control pills, Freya, which is also brand name Marvelon. And my multiple sclerosis disease modifying treatment, which is teriflunomide, Aubagio. So I was when I was live and you couldn't hear me and I was muted, I was there talking about how the Ontario government has a pretty big insurance coverage of everything. So like my Freya, the birth control, is covered in ODSP. Then the receipt says it's about $18 a month. And then, or not even a month, when I renew it, I get 3 to 4 packs and I renew it every 3 to 4 months. And my doctor tries to do as many refills as I need. And then there's my quietapine that just came in from the pharmacist. That's about $41 a month on the receipt, but it's covered in the ODB, the Ontario Drug Benefit. Yeah, Ontario Drug Benefit Program. There's a lot to remember and a lot of alphabet soup going on here with all the stuff. That I realize I could probably cover it if I'm no longer on ODSP. Then there's my Aubagio. When I got on Aubagio, the government was paying for the brand name. And then as soon as the generic teriflunomide became available, the insurance provider that was providing me, the pharmacist that was providing it and billing the insurance, the entire drug benefit program, they were like, hey, now that the generic is available, Ontario is saying, hey, we're not going to pay for brand name anymore. We need to move this patient over to the generic. And that's where I discovered, at the time, it was like $2,000 a month for 28 pills. Then I think they switched me to 30 pills. And the 30 is still covered in the Ontario Drug Benefit because the invoice I get when they deliver me my medication says Ontario Drug Benefit. It doesn't say how much it costs on that invoice. I wish it did to make my life a little bit easier. But when I looked at the Ontario Drug Benefit formula website, it said 40. I go have to look it up again because Ontario Drug. Oh, good. It's like the computer could hear me. Teriflunomide. Lucino. Oh, I need the DIN number. Oh, booger. I don't have the DIN number. We're just going to guess because I don't have the DIN number. Okay. This is pretty close. I think I found it. Okay. Yeah, here we are. Right? Full screen? Okay, so here is the Ontario government website for the Ontario Drug Formulae website. Basically, the way it works is like a search engine. You type in the brand name or the DIN number. The DIN number you will see on your prescription bottle or the packaging or the receipt. It's really good reading if you pay attention to what we're going to discuss next. So 024016328 is the DIN number for the disease-modifying drug I take, teriflunomide, Aubagio, and then how it says amount MOH pays, 14.9300, and then drug benefit price unit price, the 60.2464. That's how much I think one pill cost that they give me, which has me guessing I could potentially afford my own prescriptions on my own if I move through my EXIT ODSP Roadmap for entrepreneurs. Now, I'm going to need a calculator. I remember math class doing unit price. And if Fitness IQ Cam is in the chat, can you verify my numbers? That'd be thank you very much. So unit price 60.2464 times 30. Wait, it didn't put the numbers in. Oh, come on. Number lock is not on. Are you kidding me? 642464 times 30. No, why would I do that? Now I need, where's my real calculator? Okay, now we have a good number. This is $1,807.39 for my prescriptions. Now, times 12. Let's see how much it is for the whole year. Okay, $21,688.70. And there's a 4, but the 4 is under 5, so we're not rounding down. We're not rounding up, we're rounding down. Let me show you. Calculator here, unit price here, listed date 2022, July. Okay, wait, isn't there another? That's the manufacturer. I thought it was list of pharmacists. Okay, so that is how I can pre-plan in the future, in my 3 to 5 year goal, what is going to cost me to live independently from ODSP. Now, ODSP does have a transitional drug program, and I'm totally off script right now. It just, me not having audio for a while had me redo the show. So ODSP does have a extended health benefit and a transitional health benefit plan. So they would, and then my income has to qualify for the Trillium drug benefit plan for insurance. But the reason why I'm trying to focus a lot on the health benefits with ODSP is to, actually, is it one of my myths? Myth? MYTH. Some people think if you're on ODSP, you're cut off immediately and you lose all your benefits. It's not true. I can wholeheartedly say it's not true. Because for the last 4 years, I was talking to pharmacists, insurance agents, health benefit plan coverage companies, trying to figure out what is the estimate cost of my prescriptions. What do I need? What do I don't need? How do I live? It's a strategy to plan leaving ODSP. It's a straight up strategy plan. Now, I totally understand if you have a disability and your executive function, planning, decision-making abilities are impaired, or impulse issues and overwhelm and anxiety, then you need support in planning those things. But to blankly say, if I make too much money, I'm cut off from ODSP and lose benefits, is not true. And I would totally use swear words to say, emphasize not true. So put not, swear words, true. This is what we're doing. Okay. So I covered health benefits, medical coverage, long-winded section that should not need it to be. It should have been a very short, what is ODSP? But I really want to cover that. Then we have employment and business support to help recipients work and transition off ODSP when ready. Yeah, there is. There's employment supports. one of my previous videos, I read the preamble for employment supports in Ontario Disability Support Program, where they want you to go through employment supports to reduce the barriers of employment due to a disability. It's there, buyer beware, this way to describe it. Like for me being an entrepreneur, there's limited resources in employment supports for entrepreneurship. I had to go explore the entire industry of entrepreneurs, find the resources, supports, programs, business mentors, partnerships, business opportunities that I want to work with. That is a lot, I know, but it's worth it. Again, I was going to use a lot of swear words before worth it. Because it is. It just is. This is the whole point we're doing this thing. Okay, so you can work while on ODSP, and if you're self-employed or running a business, your first $1,000 net income, you have income from the business made money. Then you have expenses. Then what's left over in the basket is net income. If that basket money left over is $1,000, that's the net income you report to ODSP. Because it's $1,000 or lower, you stay on benefits. Then, depending how much you're getting from ODSP, stays the same. So whatever you naturally see on your pay stub, the last payment date, February 28th, if you made $1,000, you would get the pay stub plus $1,000 plus $100 because you showed effort in working and being competitive employed. I need to change that line in my presentation. So now the next point I have here is you can save and invest with specific exemptions for things like the Registered Disability Savings Plan and life insurance. This has to be a whole separate video by itself, investing and saving while in ODSP. Because if you are working, like the whole David Bach automatic millionaire, how he recommends that you invest 1 hour of your earnings into your investment portfolio. So retirement, tax-free savings account, registered disability savings plan. So we have registered accounts, registered investment accounts, and we have non-registered investment accounts. And how well you're able to understand financial planning, financial literacy, investment savings, dividend income, being self-insured, S-E-L-F, self. Okay, I can spell, I have words, I can do it. Okay, so how well you plan out earning your own income from a job or from your own business, then how well you manage the money you keep in savings and investments. Investments work harder than you do. Then you work harder for the money. That is the magical sauce of retiring with dignity, exiting ODSP, and being ready when ODSP says you have to apply for CPP, OAS, GIS in the future, because the minute you turn 64, you get a letter from either ODSP or Service Canada to apply for those benefits at 64, your Canada pension plan, or GIS if your income is low enough, like a senior in poverty. And there's old age security. Yeah, old age security. That income is probably not going to be a whole lot, because if you hear anything of seniors today living on those income programs for seniors, they're struggling. They are. Full on struggling. And depending on your disability, depending on your treatment plan, depending on how well you respond to treatment, depending on how well you live in optimism and peace and happiness and hopefulness, you could live a whole lot longer, which means you need a little bit more money than what you're getting right now. Yeah. So saving and investing needs to be a whole video. I definitely need to make saving and investing a video for the members of the channel. Great. I have a whole plan to do for the whole year. You can transition off ODSP successfully if you have a strategy in place, which is exactly why we're here. Now, the intro took a little longer than I like, but I want people to get this. I want people to feel this in their soul, that it's possible. And if it's somehow not possible for you, I want you to educate somebody else who can. Straight up, honestly, because yeah, I'll move on. The EXIT ODSP Roadmap for Entrepreneurs is designed to show you how to work, earn, invest, and exit ODSP the smart way without losing essential supports before you're ready. Should have just read this very quickly, but I did not. Okay, so now we're all on the same page. Let's dive into my 2025 March budget plan. Wait, no, it's not plan yet. Oh, we're doing the myth. Now we're doing myth. Hold on. Okay, let me show you what I'm reading off of. Oh yeah, that's true. Before we get into, no, myth first, then, wait, myth? Okay, I know what we're doing. Okay, so, this is what I've been working with. Full screen. This is what I've been working with. So this is what I've been working on all day, all morning, definitely all morning. Yeah, so we just read, wait. Oh, I see what it did. Okay, so debunk myth, MYTHS. I know it sounds like mist, like water, but I'm saying myth. There we go, I said it right. Okay, so myth number one, if you're an ODSP, you can't work. We already talked about that. Truth is, ODSP encourages you to work. You can work a job or run a business while still receiving benefits. Like I said, the first $1,000 of net earnings is fully exempt. After that, only 75% above $1,000 is deducted from your ODSP benefits. I have a separate calculator spreadsheet that determines that number. So you can plan and be prepared what will happen on your next payment date of ODSP. The thing about me knowing almost all of the policy of Ontario Disability Support Program and even Ontario Works and a little bit of CPP and long-term disability, short-term disability, and I got bored and read SSDI, which is American, and there's New Zealand and UK in the mix sometimes when I'm bored. You know, once you know the rules of the game, you can play to win. I heard of the door. You can play to win. This is what I'm trying to get people prepared to do, is to win. Stop feeling victim and hopeless and depressed and defeated and all those things. The rules are right there. Sure, you may not have access to the internet, but some ODSP offices have computers with access to the internet. You can actually go into a disability office, use their computers, spend your time reading the policy to make a plan to exit. That's what I would do if I was in that situation. And I didn't have access to a computer in my home, but I knew where had access to internet and computers. And most of the ODSP offices, at least the ones in my neighborhood, they're also becoming employment business centers with printers and computers and things that you can use so you can make a plan. For entrepreneurs, you can claim business expenses and deduct them from your ODSP calculation with your income, which means you keep more of your earnings. This is a natural business accounting principle of you have revenue, business revenue, the business made money. The business is a separate entity. The business is treated like almost its own identity, its own person sometimes, depending on your business structure, like LLCs, corporations. There's LLC, S Corp. Those are the United States. Canada just goes with limited liability, limited partner, incorporation. I'm working with my lawyer to figure out how to structure my business, and I have a rough idea what I'm looking at doing, and it kind of depends on how well your sole proprietorship grows, and then you can register to be self-employed. Not register to be self-employed. You can be registered to be a corporation, or you can remain a sole proprietor or your partnership. It's read some business books, basically Canadian business books, or most cities have a business center provided by the government of Ontario. They're really helpful. And it's a good thing to use in proving to ODSP you're working towards being competitive employed, including self-employment, running a small business. All right, so this is myth 1. Myth 2, if you save money or invest, you'll lose ODSP. Truth is, ODSP has exemptions for certain types of savings and investments. For example, registered disability savings plan contributions and growth are fully exempt. Now, this thing says here the first home savings account and the tax-free savings account. Wait, no, first home savings account for saving for a home. That's the brand new account. The only way you can get that account partially exempt is if you open that account with segregated funds. Segregated funds are sold by a licensed financial professional that holds an LLQP, life license qualification program, but they're sold from life insurance companies. The only 2 banks I remember having them is BMO and RBC, but other financial institutions sell segregated funds. Like Canada Life sells them, Equitable sells them. Let me go to Equitable so you know, because I want an equitable. We will learn my pronunciation. Equitable has my first home savings account, because my financial planner, who's licensed to sell life insurance products and manage segregated funds, open it there. And then I was looking for segregated funds in other financial institutions. I discovered that RBC has them and BMO has them. And this is part of being financially educated and financially literate, and then using that knowledge to better plan your finances while living with a disability. Okay, here's the website for Equitable. Where is segregated funds? Not term products. Here, segregated funds. Okay, so let's zoom in and do some full screen. Okay, so segregated funds, Equitable Select segregated funds. I'm not like sponsored by them at all. It's just educational purposes. I just happen to use them because it's what me and my financial planner agreed on for best for me in my situation. And this is where I should really go with the disclaimer. So I openly document my financial journey while on ODSP, Ontario Disabilities Program, to show you what's possible through education, financial literacy, and a proven plan. Driven by determination, grit, and enthusiasm, I want to inspire others that wealth is achievable even while living with a disability. However, my journey is unique to me, and my experiences may differ from yours. Please note that I work with the appropriate professionals, and I take massive action toward financial independence while strictly following the rules set out in the Ontario Disabilities Program policy directives. My caseworkers' opinions do not sway my commitment, as I remain fully compliant and informed. Important wealth building is possible for anyone, but it requires creating it through hard work, discipline, consistent effort. It is essential to have realistic expectations and the right mindset. To break free from financial limitations, it's crucial to change your beliefs and habits. Without transformation, the cycle of poverty may persist. What? It's crucial to change your beliefs and habits. Without transformation, the cycle of poverty may persist. This journey is about creating your own path to financial empowerment, just as I'm doing. It's important to seek professional advice and tailor a strategy that suits your individual circumstances. Disclaimer: results may vary. Financial decisions should be made with careful consideration and support from qualified professionals. Okay, because due diligence, research, being informed, being your own advocate is vital to move through life, not just you're on disability benefits. And the Prince Charming is not coming. There's nobody coming to rescue you. We just saw that happen with the Ontario election we just had. The man named after a card company is going to be running the province again, because my financial planner mentioned that he may be qualified to deal with the United States right now. And I already know that's going to be difficult for people who are on social assistance, that are on welfare, that were expecting a different party to run, since all three of the parties, except for Conservatives, said they would double ODSP. Whether they would double it in 2 years or double it right away, they all have a full grasp of understanding, at least saying the words we want to hear. Actions, I don't know. But we do have the official opposition party, which is the New Democratic Party, for Ontario at least. We can press on them to keep the Conservative Party accountable, to make sure they acknowledge the vulnerable populations, because the vulnerable population is already vulnerable. That number of vulnerable populations will increase over time. And that shouldn't happen. I would like it not to happen where we live. I would like us to have a different system to support everybody. But unfortunately, we don't. And I can only focus on what I can control, what I know is true, based on the facts, based on how I can grasp the concepts of legal documents for the Ontario Disabilities Program to benefit my life, and how I can use my brain more than my body and build something with that. So that's what we're going to do. Even though there's clearly cognitive functions going on, sometimes I read words and the words are not clicking in my brain. Like, I feel it happening. Like when I say myth and I say mist, how? I know they're two separate words. Okay, so back to segregated funds as a partial exempt asset under Ontario Disability Support Program. Segregated funds are a type of investment option that offer growth potential with financial protection. While segregated funds are similar to mutual funds, segregated funds have unique features that protect your investment throughout your life and assist in the efficient transfer of assets when you pass away. When you invest in a segregated fund, your money is pooled with the money of other people who have invested in that segregated fund. The fund manager of the underlying fund will strategically buy and sell a variety of investments, such as stocks and bonds. Notable features of a segregated fund: 75 to 100% of your premium. Less withdrawals are guaranteed when your contract matures or on your death. Now, I know I said a lot. I'll finish talking about the explanation before I get into what I have, why it's good if your family can have one for you, why it's good if your family can have one for you and you have one for yourself. This is, if you're wondering how rich people get rich over and over again, this is one of the methods. Congratulations, we're learning the secrets of the wealthy. I let you in. Bypass probate and associated fees by naming a beneficiary. No deferred sales charges at death. Quick payment to beneficiaries after you pass away. Private and confidential beneficiary designations. Credit protection may be available in the event of bankruptcy or lawsuit. And then it goes into the other, like how segregated funds could be a life income fund, a locked-in retirement account, a retirement income fund, a first home savings account, retirement savings plan, tax-free savings account, non-registered savings plan. Wait, it could? Oh. Okay. Well, I'll think about that part of my plan. Because right now my plan has my non-registered savings plans, investment accounts as my non-exempt asset account as part of the $40,000 limit in ODSP. And that's supposed to be my FU disability money. So, and then I'm seeing this. And then when I'm ready, I need to make an appointment with my financial planner and we will discuss all of my accounts and the purpose of each one and how each of my account has a specific job and purpose while I'm on ODSP and then while I'm not on ODSP. Yeah, I've grown a lot in 7 years of discovering these options and plans and knowledge, and I just want other people to know what they are. That is why we're having this long, wonderful discussion. Okay, so we don't need to talk about segregated funds anymore, at least not right now. We talk about the Ontario drug formulae. If there's questions in chat or questions on the replay, please post them down. I don't know how long I've been talking. Let me check. Oh, it says 36 minutes. Okay. I thought it was longer, but okay. Okay. All right. So that was myth number 2. Oh, right. And then part of the myth number 2 was my argument point, which was full screen. Okay. So I did talk about you can have up to, so the way ODSP policy is, they have non-exempt assets, like 100% non-exempt assets that determines your eligibility for ODSP. Then they have partial exempt assets. So partial exempt asset is the life insurance policy. That's section 4.8 in ODSP called life insurance policies. It's different if you're on Ontario Works. Ontario Works life insurance policies have different rules of how they view them when you're on Ontario Works. And for some reason, they made the criteria for Ontario Works smaller than ODSP, and it's probably mainly because ODSP is for people with a disability, and Ontario Works is supposed to be a temporary solution for people to get back to work as quick as possible. And then they don't want you to have assets of self-sufficient means while getting government supports. If they prove you're self-sufficient in your financial need, then they graduate you and send you on your way, and you become a full functioning adult, and good luck. It's just how the policy is written. And now that I know all the rules of the game and I know how to play them, I really want to win, like a lot of championship games, basically. Like me, no understanding how ODSP works, I become very competitive for me against me to exit ODSP and document the process. Because when I was searching for information from others of how has anybody exit from ODSP, how do they do it, is anybody talking about it online or a book or a workshop or anything, I couldn't find anything. And then I stepped up to the plate. Here we are, batter up. I want a lot of home runs. That's what we're doing. We're going to win the World Championship. We're going to get the Grey Cup. We're going to do all the trophies and win. That's what we're going to do. And then I've been thinking about it since I'm building wealth, child-free, not married, no kids. I may build a foundation, an educational program to help other people. So yeah, this is why we're having these big conversations. So, partial assets, exempt assets, non-exempt assets, business assets. I should have put, well, no, I didn't know to put them in there. I'll put them in their notes next time. or the notes will be available on my Buy Me a Coffee once I'm publish them Friday, Saturday, definitely before the month is over. Okay, I'm just trying to get through the content first, and then I'll let you know. I'll post in the community tab or on social media that it's available in the Buy Me a Coffee, and you can grab the notes, watch the replay. I will have this conversation multiple times on the channel because it's for you to understand it in the way that I understand it. It's a lot of repetition because you coming to these videos, if you're an entrepreneur with a disability and you want to build wealth and exit ODSP and have your full control and never talk to a caseworker ever again, you need to build all these things. Like you do. You just need to build all these things. And I am trying to support people and myself as best as I can with this knowledge. Okay, so we talked about $40,000 asset limit, and I realized that my non-registered account, which is the taxable broker account, is my FU disability money account, and I need to rearrange my budget plan how I want that account, which is something I'll talk about in the members area of the channel coming up in the schedule once I figure out a whole routine of how to make these plans better. Yeah. Just the content, me delivering the content, it's just a lot of stuff I want to give so you have all the knowledge and you're ready, and leave people with no excuses. Now you know, do better. Okay, so then for entrepreneurs, smart money management means using the Donna Miller 5 bank accounts framework. The reason I put in, I have typically, so personal finance management, I talk about Dave Ramsey baby steps. Now, for business finance management, we have two, wait, my other left hand, hold on. We have two books from Donald Miller. My business coach sent me an Amazon gift card, an American one, so I can only use it on the American website, and I decided to get the books of Donna Miller. The blue, baby blue, soft blue book right here is the Donald Miller Business Made Simple, 60 Days to Master Leadership, Sales, Marketing, Execution, Management, Personal Productivity, and more. And the book also comes with a video series and an online community, and it's really awesome, and a total framework I can use in my business as an entrepreneur. Then I also got his other book, his New York bestseller book, How to Grow Your Small Business, a 6-step plan to help your business take off like an airplane. So he breaks down the whole, what you need in your business as if it's parts of an airplane. And I will have to read this book and tell you all about it because I'm super excited about it. Because entrepreneurship, as I said, there's a limited amount of resources for people in Ontario, Canada, eligible for ODSP, who like to venture out into entrepreneurship space, and resources and mentorship and programs and things like that. Like, yes, there's Rise Helps Canada that helps people with mental health and addiction launch businesses, and for what I'm looking for, they're pretty much the second option. The first option, I went to the Toronto Business Development Center to get, because that was the referral I got from my caseworker to employment supports to Toronto Business Development Center. Then either they told me about it or I found risehelps.ca. They specifically work with people with mental health and addiction challenges, launch businesses. They also have a micro loan program. And then they added a self-directed program for people that have an idea or they're thinking about a business. It's really nice. There's also one from autism organization. Like, the resources I have, I will make them available in the Buy Me a Coffee, and then I need to make a video explaining the list of resources that I have, because the thing about having bipolar disorder and multiple sclerosis, I don't sleep a natural 7 to 8 hours in the night. I sleep, I just don't sleep like an able-bodied person. So when I'm not sleeping, I'm buying books at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm researching, I'm making slide presentations, I'm planning out content, I'm working my own business so that I can exit off of ODSP. And right now, because my multiple sclerosis is in remission, kinda, I still get pain in my left arm, and when it shoots me down, basically the pain in my left arm comes in the back of my shoulder blade, like I'm being poked with a pin, and then it sparks all the way down my whole side. Very awful, very painful, especially after I do dishes and laundry and cleaning and lifting stuff. And then, yeah, the other way, like, so like when I'm talking, I feel sparks in my eye and my head. So my symptoms of my disability impairment are very much still there. I can go on, but I don't want to. Just letting you know, this disability is very much qualified to be eligible for every benefit that's there. But this is the cards I'm dealt. I can work with them, and I have a good support system, and I need to go to the emergency room, I know where to find the emergency room to do my psych evaluation and all the stuff. Like, once you master managing your disability to the point where it's routine, you have an emergency plan, you know where your doctors are, you know what prescriptions you're taking, you know the routine of taking them, you know when to renew them, you know to fill up with a little pill organizer. The rest of it is living your life while you're breathing. Like every day I wake up in the morning, I read my Bible. I'm not reading the Bible, I know. And then I plan my day. And then I be fruitful and multiply the best way I can. And I'm trying not to be so negative, because it doesn't really do anything except cause more pain in my body. Yeah, so Donna Miller, 5-bank account framework to separate business and personal finance while staying ODSP compliant. Yes, this would totally help with section 5.4 of the ODSP policy directive for self-employment. It's 5.13 in Ontario Works for self-employment. Like, depending on who you are watching the video or who you share the video to, there are resources for Ontario Works and ODSP. And honestly, these books would also work if you're in a different province or country, that you're self-employed, living with a disability, and you want to take charge of your finances in your future. Here you go. Plus, if you have access to the internet, listening to me, watching me, closed captions that are on, you can do the thing. You can do it. And I have levels of examples of other people with a disability who are self-employed doing the thing, in my mind, successful as can be, because they figured out how to master the technology to make it happen. So that was myth number 2 still? What? I don't know why I'm so long-winded on every topic. Okay, so we have, if you start making money, ODSP will cut you off immediately. Truth. ODSP has a transition plan. If you start earning a steady income above ODSP limits, you may still qualify for extended health benefits or transitional health benefits. And there's also trillium drug benefit. I did talk about that. That is true. I talked about that in the beginning of the video. After you exit, yeah. So extended health benefits, transitional health benefits after you made too much money from ODSP. It's section 9.17. Let me find it and then show it to everybody. Transitional health benefits. And there's a transitional benefit, like ODSP gives you $500 for leaving ODSP, like a graduation present. I'm very looking forward to having it when the time comes, and we'll probably do a party on here talking about it. Okay, so here, oh, this is nice. So this website here is Benefits Finder by Prosper Canada. They have a really nice way of finding almost all of the benefits available to everyone in Canada on their website. It's a nice little search engine. And here we have vision health benefits, easy application, tax filing not required, important information for people who don't have legal status. So basically, if you're eligible ODSP, and it's just, I'm reading everything on the Prosper Canada website because that's how they explained it. But to get down to the purpose of it, if you're leaving ODSP for employment, you can continue to receive coverage unless or until your employer provides similar benefit through the Transitional Health Benefit Program. Prescription drug coverage, dental benefits, vision care, including routine eye exams, battery and repair for mobility devices. Employment can be full-time or part-time, or a training program, or running your own business. This is right here, running your own business. Then eligibility. Leaving the ODSP program for paid work. Do not have comparable health coverage from your employer. And if you're self-employed, you are your employer, and if you're unable to pay for your own comparable health insurance benefit plan, you can still access ODSP. And I was doing a comparison of Green Shield and ODSP benefits, and based on what I'm eligible for Green Shield, the guaranteed acceptance plans, it's not going to be comparable to ODSP. So I'll be navigating those two programs, and then currently right now I'm on the dental drug benefit plan from the federal government. So that's in place until I make enough money to exit off of ODSP. Then the minute my Green Shield health insurance dental plan is in place, then I cancel the Canada drug benefit plan from the federal government, so I'm compliant and following legal obligations, responsibilities everywhere. I know I said a lot, but there's a lot. So basically, there's a lot of rules to follow when you're on ODSP and moving through life. And depending on what the rules are, you can really maximize them to your advantage, or you stay within the limits of those rules. Yeah. And then it says eligible family members included your spouse, your children who are under the age of 18. You can still get this benefit until you're able to get similar benefits from an employer. As soon as you do, you need to tell your local ODSP office. We discussed that. We did. We totally did. But then it says how to apply. Contact your local ODSP office. Your worker will first determine whether you're eligible for extended health benefits. If you're not eligible for extended health benefits, your worker will then determine whether you're eligible for the transitional health benefit, which is the benefit we're talking about. You'll receive a letter to tell you you have been approved. If you do not qualify, you can apply for the Trillium drug benefit or help with prescription drugs. So this is how I determined that my business revenue would have to earn a certain income level to cover the cost of just medical expenses as an entrepreneur with a disability. And the main reason I do the budget videos on the channel is to show people when I hit that milestone, when I hit that financial obligation for me as a single person taking care of myself and medical expenses, and then inspire you to do the same or educate someone else to do the same. Because it's like, the reason I know it's possible, it's written by the people who made the policies or study the policies. Like Prosper Canada's mission is to help low-income families prosper. Like, let me go to their website to show why I like Prosper Canada so much. So here's their website for Prosper Canada. Financial empowerment, that's what they believe in. Helping Canadians to prosper. Prosper Canada expands economic opportunity for Canadians living in poverty through program and policy innovation. What we do, we help organizations in all sectors build proven financial empowerment approaches into their services. The benefit wayfinder that we just went through to get the explanation and how to apply and eligibility for the transitional health benefits. The wayfinder, the benefits wayfinder is a simple, easy to use plan to language tool that helps people on low income and modest incomes find and track benefits that they could get. And future planning tool. I like the future planning tool because it helps you plan your finances as a person with a disability. And it's created by Plan Institute. Created in partnership with Plan Institute, use this tool to build a plan to help you secure a future for you or anyone with a disability. If you've been following me on my channel, 2017, 18, and at the time, the minute I started doing budget videos and talking about life on ODSP, you know I'm determined to not be on it anymore. One of the videos where I talk about my sick and tired moment, my hair is all wild and I'm not mentally, I wasn't mentally in a good state making that video, but I still knew what I wanted. Yeah. I basically started this journey at my mentally worst state of mind. And now I'm not mentally, I'm not there. Physically, that's a whole different story. And depending on the day, I'm sad about it and I'm not sad about it, like depressed about it. Like the symptoms of depression and anxiety, bipolar, I lived through all of them. But because I'm building frameworks that have systems that are proven and work over and over again, when I'm not able to fully be 100% or 80% or 70%, it's okay. I can pick up the framework, get to the next step, and move on. Like, oh yeah, the workbook for Dave Ramsey I have in the other room. I should get that copy of his book again. Maybe, I don't know. But I just like, it's not like, once I was able to merge ODSP policies with like Donna Miller's How to Grow Your Small Business 6-step plan. Great. Dave Ramsey has the 7 baby steps for personal finance. Fantastic. Then I plugged in every rule of the policy of Ontario Disability Support Program into each step. Fantastic. And then, oh yeah, I asked ChatGPT to help me do it too. It is fantastic. My ChatGPT helping me build a framework of how to exit ODSP as a roadmap that I can teach other people, or you get all the information from all the YouTube videos here and you teach other people. That raises the awareness so much for everybody. Like everybody. I'm trying to make a simple step framework everyone can follow. You can pretty much memorize it. You can work it at your own pace. Hopefully you do it before or after you get on CPP benefits, depending on what's going on in your life. Basically, in this lifetime, I'm hoping somebody does the plan. And I will work on explaining the plan better so people get it and pick it up and can teach it to other people. And then part of the framework I need to incorporate is the book 12-Week Year by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington, because it breaks it down into 12 weeks. Every 12 weeks, what are we working on? What's the objective? Where should we be closer to with the end of 12 weeks? Like 12 weeks next quarter, April is second quarter of the year. I would like to be in solid position at that time. So when we start July, the last half of the year, I'm in a good position to enter in 2026. Yeah, because if you haven't noticed, March is halfway done. And I honestly, I have not been performing my best for the beginning of the year. And based on mood assessment calculators like the app on my phone and all, my mood was a little low. It's back up again. We will work on the plan. And then to add to entrepreneurship, I also got myself the YouTube formula book by Daryl Eves to help me grow the YouTube channel. So, oh yeah, there's more books on the floor. I really need a bookcase. Can you buy me a coffee and help me get a bookcase? That'd be fantastic. Because these books do not have a bookcase. No, I have a dollar store bag behind me. This is what I'm working with. So, yeah. Yeah. So we got down the myth. We didn't get through the my budgets. We did not. I'm gonna see how much time we have. Okay, we've been talking for an hour. I think I can go really quickly in my budget. Yeah. Okay. So I'll run really quickly of the how this fits into the EXIT ODSP Roadmap framework for entrepreneurs. Then I'll quickly show you what I plan for the budget of March. And then I'm going to have to make a separate live stream for assess your current situation, create a budget that works, build for, oh, wait, no, maybe I can run through this real quick. Okay, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. All right. So, full screen. A little bigger? Okay. So how this fits into the EXIT ODSP Roadmap for entrepreneurs. Now that you can work, save, invest while on ODSP, it's time to start using the EXIT ODSP Roadmap for entrepreneurs to transition the right way. Assess your current financial situation. So income, expenses, pretty much the same way ODSP expects you to do the rights and responsibilities. You have to know your financial position for yourself so you can make a plan for yourself. And then as you make the plan for yourself, the financial plan, you have to report ODSP what you're doing. So you practice the plan, you report it to ODSP, you keep doing the plan, you report it to ODSP. You naturally get the feedback that you're doing well when you assess your situation. Then create a budget that works for you. I practice a zero-based budget, build an emergency fund, pay off debt. So the emergency fund, whether you start with $1,000, Dave Ramsey's $1,000 starter emergency fund, or 1 month of expenses, needs to be in place. It sets you up your foundation. And then you're not surprised when you have something that you need to pay for. And then building the emergency fund and keeping the emergency fund in savings for only emergencies is a whole different vibe environment that you're going with. You're not shocked when anything happens. Like my emergency fund needs to be in place when an emergency happens, probably if like unexpected, didn't know it was going to happen. Like there's certain things in the budget you know is going to happen. And I'm going to read something from Gail Loxley's Money Rules book. Am I still in that chapter? No, not that chapter. Where's the emergency fund chapter? Here you go. Okay, so Gail Loxley book Money Rules, Rule 8. Everyone needs an emergency fund. This rule places the delusion bad things don't happen to good people. An emergency fund is indispensable as your first line of defense against the unexpected things will throw at you. The unexpected things life will throw at you. Money in the bank gives you options and the means to deal with life's lumps. Your son breaks his arm, you have the means, the money to take the day off work, get him to the hospital, and cope in whatever other ways you must. Your partner is downsized, you have the means to pay the mortgage and keep food on the table until he finds new ways of bringing home the bacon. or you could bring home the bacon. You bang up your car, watch your shingles fall off. Wait, not fall off, they blow off. The shingles on your roof blow off. And in a windstorm, and you find yourself in the throes of a divorce, and you have means to keep the financial boat afloat. While you find a way to cope with all the other stress in life without an emergency fund, you have to turn to credit to fill the holes. No, a line of credit is not an emergency fund. It's debt waiting to happen. If you hit a wall and end up racking up tens of thousands in debt on a line of credit, how is that diverting disaster? After all, if you can't save $10,000 in an emergency fund, how are you going to pay off $10,000 plus the interest building up on that line of credit? You need to have cash in the bank. How much cash? Work towards accumulating 6 months worth of essential expenses. Cable is not an essential expense. But Gail, I can hardly manage on the money I'm making now. Where am I supposed to get the money? Wouldn't having $1,000 be enough? An emergency fund of $1,000 may be enough if you live under a rock. If your home is paid for, if you have no debt, if you walk everywhere you go, and if you're happy eating ketchup soup 3 nights a week, you'll need less if you want a realistic emergency fund. Wait, you'll need less if you want a realistic. You'll need less. That's basically $1,000. So for me, $1,000 can work. $10,000 is my magical number for my emergency fund. If you want a realistic emergency fund, one that actually gets you through the rough, figure out your monthly essential expenses, multiply by 6. That's how much you need. Essential expenses are those that keep body and soul together. Rent or mortgage payment, basic food, basic utilities, transportation, minimum payments on your debt, so your credit history doesn't go into the crapper and end up costing you more money. But Gail, I'll get employment insurance if I lose my job, so that means I won't need such a big an emergency fund. EI may help fill the gap if you lose your job, but it doesn't go very far. And unemployment isn't the worst emergency you may face. Get sick and watch your money evaporate, which is true. Most people on disability who apply for ODSP and Ontario Works, if they were sick and applying through that system, their savings evaporated or they were already living paycheck to paycheck. Evaporate. Even if you have good health and disability insurance plans, your cash flow will still take a kicking until your benefits can click in. When you add up what it costs to keep your family going for 6 months, you may be intimidated. I'm so sorry. The words are there, but the letters are missing. By the amount you have to accumulate in your emergency fund. 6 months of essential emergency expenses can be enormous goal. So start small. Make your initial goal 500. Once you reach that benchmark, set your next goal. So okay, that's enough of the. Is that all of the chapter? No, there's like 2 more pages of that chapter, but I don't need to read all of them. You get the picture. You can start $500. You can start with $1,000. You can work up to $10,000 in your emergency fund. The point is, being on Ontario Disability Support Program, you need a liquid emergency fund. And I know there's some people that suggest the tax-free savings account could be a place where you can put your emergency fund because you can take money out of there without a lot of friction and restriction. But ideally, keep your emergency fund liquid enough that it earns some interest, like EQ Bank, the yellow and pink bank, or Wealth Simple, or Simply Financial high interest account, maybe even Tangerine, somewhere that you know it's there, but you're not going to use it for everything. Like it has to sit there for like, oh no, emergency, not I didn't plan an emergency. And when you're budgeting monthly, you'll understand better what is the emergency and what's not the emergency. And the zero-based budget helps you plan every dollar that comes in your hands that a line item should be fund something to the emergency fund, which is what I do. I always save and invest. And like, so housing costs, housing, so essentials, housing, shelter, food, clothing, transportation. Then I save something, then invest something, and then I deal with the credit card debt and credit card bills. I also learned too, you can prepay more money to certain bills, like your cell phone or your rent or the electricity, or I've been prepaying more months on the internet bill. So there's there'll be a credit on the account, and the credit on the account already showed you paid for the next month. Or one of my bills, the credit is really large. It's pretty much paid for infinity, the way that bill operates. You can pay your bill a month in advance. I had that for rent, and it came in handy when we had the Canada Post strike, the first one, 2018, I think that one was, where, and then ODSP made a mistake. Anytime ODSP makes a mistake and you don't have an emergency fund, you're SOL. Yeah, that is a certain level of swear words and out of luck. So you need, yeah, the emergency fund. Everyone needs the emergency fund. Start saving for long term. Yes, remember I said about entering retirement, senior in poverty. I don't want to be a senior in poverty, and I don't want other people to be a senior in poverty. And if you want to be a senior in poverty, and that's your life ambition, you can go view the presentation from John Stapleton from Open Policy Ontario, I think his website's called. He talks about low income living all the time. That's what he does. Let me show you his website real quick. Open Policy. Here's his website. The thing about his website got me motivated to make a plan to not retire on low income. But if you are retiring on low income and want to know what that looks like, that's the man. That's who teaches it. I do not teach it. I do not teach retiring on low income. I teach retire with dignity, build wealth as much as you can. Like, actually, no, I won't be in that position. I'll be double that position. I thought if you retire about like $50,000 low income plus other stuff, you might be okay. It kind of depends on your situation. Work with a financial professional to help you work out those numbers. Financial coach, financial counselor. Some sell products, some don't sell products. Some just walk you through the steps. Some just make a plan with you. They're out there. Like Wood Green has a financial literacy program. The Canadian Women's Center for Empowerment has one. Trauma of Money has one. I'm going through their coaching program right now. There are places where you can learn financial literacy for yourself to make a plan for yourself. And if retiring on low income ends up being your circumstances, make the best of it. Enjoy your circumstances. Change your circumstances. Just enough. It's there. I'm trying to point you in a direction to, follow the yellow brick road and go on. Okay, low income, John Stapleton website, Prosper Canada, segregated funds, cash flow. Cash flow in college. So, as part of the framework, going to college while you're running a business is the biggest advantage flex that's very clutch that you could do while on ODSP because of the income exemptions. I have to make a whole separate video on that. Actually, you know what? I should make a whole separate video on each of the steps. Oh, that'd be so nice. Yeah. Look, I just pulled this thing together this morning and I'm inspired and motivated and excited about all of it. So, and there's no team, it's just me with all my ideas trying to put them all together and execute them at the same time. So yeah, cash flow, going to college full time. Section 5, which one is it? Hold on. ODSP, post-secondary education. Yeah, 5.18 and 5.11. I don't know what it is in Ontario Works, and I don't even know if Ontario Works has the same income exemptions on post-secondary education. I know it's there in ODSP. Plus, I'm on ODSP. We'll start there first. Ontario Works. Yes, we have similar policies for ODSP and Ontario Works, but you have to go read your policy over at Ontario Works. And basically, how I break down ODSP is a strategy for ODSP. I probably have to make a whole separate list of videos on how to break down the strategy for Ontario Works. Even though it's not my expertise, it's not my lived experience, it's not anything I look at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm obsessed trying to solve a problem. I try to solve a problem with Ontario Disability Support Program so I can exit and live a life with dignity and wealth, and my income and assets are supporting me and I'm self-insured and I can take care of my medical expenses. Ontario Works, I don't really do that. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe I can make a program and a charity out there will teach you the program. We'll see. It's all part of the grand design. Okay, income exemption. To encourage the member of the benefit unit, ODSP, to complete or further his or her education or training by exempting employment earnings and amount paid under training program as income and assets while the person attends post-secondary education or training. That is the golden ticket for being a benefit unit member eligible for ODSP, and you want to go to post-secondary education to advance your skills and knowledge and abilities while you're operating your business. And for me, my business is digital business or work from home business that I can work part-time, my own time, in the meantime, while I'm in full-time college. And you best believe the goal is 2026. I'm back in school full-time, and we have a whole different video of me doing homework, working through policies, what's my budget, what's my assets, all those things, and we'll see where I end up at end of graduation. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, implementing the Donna Miller 5 bank account framework. We talked about that. We talked about why I had the books. We talked about they have a video series to go with the books. I talk about I was encouraged by my business coach to get the books, so I did. Follow-up plan to exit ODSP without financial risk. Now, there's going to be some financial risk of exiting ODSP because ODSP, if you've been on it for a length of time, it built a certain level of security. You pretty much knew that the last business day of the month, you're getting your payment. You knew at the last business day of the month, the money would be pretty much gone by the same hour it dropped into your account. Then people on ODSP Reddit are wondering when the payment date is, and do you get it early in your Tangerine bank account or Scotia bank account? And then people are looking at getting other things within their small limited amount of ODSP. That rat race, that spinning the hamster wheel, the spinning the cat wheel, any wheel that has for an animal that they spin on over and over again, it's very monotonous and boring and depleted of purpose and value and mission and passion and all those things. There is a risk of taking the steps to exit off of ODSP. Yes. They are way more worth it than staying on Ontario Disability Support Program until 64, 65, and then you're in CPP, old age security, guaranteed income supplement. And then I learned that people that are over the age of 64, 65, they could still access extended health benefits from Ontario Disability Support Program. You never actually leave them. Once they approve you, you're in the gang of ODSP, Ontario Disability Support Program. You pretty much have to claw your way out to exit. I looked. I did. I stayed up many hours in the middle of the night looking for a solution of, if I exit ODSP, am I free from them 100% or not? And there's always a trace of ODSP in your history because how the system is built. But it doesn't have to be this big cloud that follows you everywhere you go. You can make the cloud very, very, very small. That it's small enough to, just be over there. You don't see it all the time. So yeah, the goal to build wealth while staying compliant, legal responsibilities, following your rights and responsibilities of ODSP, so that when you're ready to exit, you do it from a position of strength, not struggle. I met someone who said they're no longer an ODSP, but they feel more stressed or worried now than when they're on ODSP because they didn't plan it properly. And I reached out to them. I told them, hey, I can help you work out a plan. Only because I know this person a lot from different meetings. And I really, really like this person, so I really want to help them. I'll see the next time I connect with them to see how that goes. But you can position this. This is why I'm building the steps and building the framework and showing you. I test it out first. I'm subject number 1, testing this out. And I'm letting you know how did it go? How did I feel? What setbacks did I have? What did I say to my caseworker? What did my caseworker say to me? Like, all the things. Because it's never really been done before publicly in this way. Like, I did find someone had posted a Twitter thread of them exiting ODSP, and I've talked to 2 people that left ODSP. Like, left and they're happy they left and they're successful that they left. Then I've talked to people that left ODSP and they're not happy that they left. I've seen the whole spectrum of everybody. I mean, this is part of the exploration process of how do I exit ODSP? That used to be a huge question. Now it's a question with a solution, and I can show my work. Yeah. Okay, and now that we're all on the same page, oh, it said it twice. Why did it say it twice? Huh. Okay, you know what? Let's log into every dollar. Show you what I spent for March so far. How long am I going on? Oh. Am I still streaming? Because it's making me log back into my account. Oh, I hope I'm still on. How do you do that? Am I still here? My face looks like I'm still here, so I think I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. I heard me. Okay. So here is Every Dollar. Every Dollar is the best budgeting app made by Dave Ramsey that I've been using for the whole of my journey, plus my spreadsheet I made to go along with it. Yeah. So far for the month of March. Wait, did any income come in? Oh yeah, tax credit, $76 and a penny. The ODSP payment for February 28th came in, and then that already happened for March. So let's do the spreadsheet. That's better. Oh, that's a little bit too big. Full screen. Okay. Yeah. So tax refund, tax credit, $76 and a penny came in. Oh yeah, the Canada Disability Benefit. They published their regulations for it. They say they're still on schedule to issue out payments for July. I'm still eligible for the disability tax credit. Because of the rules in ODSP of obligation to pursue other income sources. Did I put that in here in the notes? Oh yeah, obligation to pursue potential sources of income. I'm legally required to apply for my disability tax credit. Legally required to apply for a disability tax credit, and also legally required to apply for the Canada Disability Benefit. Because pursue potential sources of income and show reasonable effort. We will make a whole video of that section of the policy all by itself. Remember I said earned income, non-earned income, 100% exempt assets, partial exempt assets, non-exempt assets, business assets, cash in business, and cash on hand. Oh, I have to put cash on hand. Oh, shoot. Cash on hand is like cash in the business, but cash on hand is basically your personal. Cash on hand, I'll put personal beside it so you know next time what that is. I did change some things on my spreadsheet. There's a lot of notes, there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm basically tracking it week to week. So far this week I spent $268.93 on groceries. I bought myself a whole bag of apples. I'm more full in the day. Who knew? I know who knew. The provider, our Father God knew, but I didn't know. If I bought a bag of apples costs $8.99, and it was a lot. I still spent. Was it the last shopping trip or this shopping trip? Yeah, I was under budget. I had a bag of apples. I'm trying to have one every day. Most of them are in the fridge now. I have to put some in the bowl out on the counter so I make sure I have the apples. But I cut them up in small pieces like a toddler. I get the Granny Smith ones. I know they're probably American. I'm not worried about that. But the fact that when I have an apple or two, I'm full longer in the day, which means I get more done, but I'm not hungry. Like, the medication I'm on for Seroquel, the bipolar medication, leaves me so hungry because the way the medication works. But now I can just eat the apple and I'm good. And I'm trying not to eat after 6 p.m. Trying, which maybe I'll have an apple, maybe, or drink water or something. I have to figure it out. So like, I need a part of also exiting ODSP is I can hire a nutritionist or hire a massage therapist or hire a naturopath or hire no, she's a nutritionist, but she does juicing and she really believes in juicing, and I can do other things to support my health that are recommended by my doctor that are not covered under ODSP or Ontario Drug Formula programs, where I can live well with my disability. I want to reach that stage where I'm living well with my disability and not surviving and just struggling and waiting for good Samaritans to help me. It's a whole process. So that was lifestyle. We only spent $268 so far. Nothing went to save. Wait, no, you did put money in savings. I think I put $80 in savings. Oh, I have to figure out where the $80 went. And I had to rearrange my savings accounts because I don't have some of the account names I don't have anymore for personal. Then my investment section, that's a bright orange here in the budget. And then my red section is the debt repayment. The brown section right here is my ODSP overpayment. Current balance for that is $2,351.31. Yes, they collect right to the penny. ODSP is very, very meticulous about the penny. You should be too, especially reporting to ODSP and keeping receipts and record keeping and all those things. Now, I learned that ODSP has a system override. They can sometimes override and collect my $100 work-related benefit based on what the system is doing that particular month. Like when we had the Canada Post strike, they automatically, my casework explained it to me, but I forgot the details of it, but I definitely know part of the result of the detailed decision that head office ODSP made was that they released my ODSP payment automatically, and then me submitting my income reporting for my small business net income, and I qualified for the work-related benefit, but the system had a balance of my overpayment, the arrears policy that's internal in the system, took the $100 and applied it to the overpayment. So there's a chance my overpayment could pay faster depending on what system head office messaging override does to my file. And I think it happens to other people. It's not just me. It's just that I'm the only one telling you what happens with me in ODSP almost by the minute. Yeah. And then here are little pie charts. Then I have to pay credit cards. We're doing the debt snowball. This section of my budget calculates exactly what I do with ODSP. So basically, so $117 would be my health insurance from Green Shield. And then $86 typically goes to the hydro bill because there's a large credit at my hydro bill account. I'm not going to pay the bill for a couple of months because it already has a credit of like $600. I don't use that much hydro. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not going to. So if there's a credit on your account for one of your bill payments and it's really large, you could call them and ask them to send you a check of that funds holding into the account, depending on your situation. I read somewhere that it may not happen for people on Ontario Works, but I don't have to worry about it because it's also in the Pay Direct as well, something. But I don't have to worry about that because I told ODSP to stop enrolling me in Pay Direct. I now get my full amount on my own, and then I budget it right here in this little budget in the corner of the budget sheets. And wait, I zoomed in too much. Here we go. Yeah, this is the ODSP budget. This is exactly where every dollar of ODSP payment goes in the month. $300 is groceries, $5 is bank fees, $74.58 is a cell phone. I need to call them to figure out if they can give me a lower amount, but I think they give me a lower amount when I upgrade my iPhone. I'm not upgrading my iPhone right now. I'm not worried about it. My iPhone 11 is still kicking. We're gonna keep it for a little bit longer. 115.11 cents went to the internet bill. I called them and I negotiated out of the retention loyalty department to lower my bill. It used to be 141.25. Now it's 115.11 cents. Hydro gets $86 a month typically, but now that I'm no longer in the Pay Direct program for ODSP, I get the full amount. Then I use it in the budget where I need to. So I have to rearrange that in the budget, but that's pretty much where it goes. Now, the way my budget now works, it can cover all my insurance costs. Tenant insurance, I must have it for renting my apartment in Ontario. That's $20.46. Then I got critical illness insurance for $47.75. This is a lump sum one-time payment if I'm diagnosed with a different illness, disease, disability in the future that's excluding bipolar disorder or multiple sclerosis. It's amazing if you're able to afford insurance. Go out there and get a quote from a licensed financial professional that sells the appropriate insurance and cover your butt, cover your six. Rent $994.06. This is my budget. This is how I manage. Oh yeah, there's a tax credit coming in April. The trillium, EST, HSD, it's not carbon. I don't get carbon no more. Either way, I get tax credits. Then, oh yeah, I have to file my taxes. So, being self-employed, you have to save money for taxes. It's part of the 5 bank accounts of Donald Miller. One of the accounts is specifically a tax account to save 20 to 30%, sometimes 40%, depending how much income the business is making towards income taxes. What I also learned about being self-employed on ODSP, there is Wood Green that does a tax clinic for people that are self-employed to file their income taxes, but they have a criteria. I'm excluded because of investment income. So because I have investment income, not a lot, it's just a small little portfolio of investment income. Remember my FU with disability money account? It's $300. It's not that big. Because I have that and it's part of my tax filing, I don't qualify for the one tax clinic I found that does self-employment taxes for free for people who are low income. Their low income criteria is like $50,000, but they also have other stuff in the criteria. And because of that, I have to pay a tax professional on my own, out of my own money, to file my income taxes. End of April, June 15 is the deadline for self-employment income taxes, but I try to get it done early once I know all my documents are in place so I can get the credits faster on the schedule. Yeah. So, is that it? I think so. Oh, I closed the document. Oh. I closed the document. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Actually, wait, I can quickly skim it on my phone to see where we are. Is this it? No, that's my presentation on Thursday. So Thursday, I'm doing a virtual Zoom presentation for the Ashe Community Foundation on entrepreneurship. It's going to be similar to what we have right now in my presentation. I made them a whole wonderful note presentation document that I really, really hope they'll find very valuable because I break down the policy of everything: entrepreneurship, living with a disability, accessing benefits, navigating benefits. And this time I talk to a live audience. So it's going to be really interesting to see the feedback in the live audience. And then they'll give me feedback of how do I, create the program, create the framework. Maybe I have volunteers to do the beta group test, go through the framework. It's going to be very interesting. So the journey of me building wealth with the disability, exiting disability benefits, all the work and preparation I was doing, paying off debt, finding Dave Ramsey baby steps, sticking to the baby steps, going through the process, dealing with the caseworkers. I'm definitely somebody's survival guide to exit off of ODSP. And I'm very appreciative of the process now. Before I wasn't. It was not an easy process to go through. But now it's coming together. I like it. What did I do with my notes? Oh, it's in a different account. Where are my notes? No, not that one. Is it this one? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm thinking maybe I should invest in a tablet. Probably the iPad mini. Okay, so we did the myth. We did myth 3. Roadmap. Talked about the roadmap. I told you the importance of the roadmap. We went through my zero-based budget because my zero-based budget is a vital part of all the things we're talking about. So like assess your current financial situation. We did. Income, assets, expenses, debt repayment. It's basically in the rights and responsibilities reporting your income to ODSP. I remember going through the PDF document that ODSP has on their website about it. Building your emergency fund. I read through Rule 8 of Gail Bozoxi's book, Money Rules, the importance of emergency fund. Investing for the long-term growth. I explained to you the importance of having that so you can retire with dignity and pride and autonomous and freedom and actually, escape poverty. That's very important. But cash flow, your education and business growth, going to college full-time while on disability benefits, following the exemption rules of full-time post-secondary education, section 5.18. Business growth, Donna Miller's 6-step plan for small business growth. Then Dave Ramsey also is making a new book, How to Build a Business You Love. Christy Wright has Business Boutique. There's the Ontario Business Centers. There's one pretty much all across Ontario that you can get a consultation. They can review your business plan. They have the City of Toronto has a website, online course of starting a business. It's very nice. It breaks down exactly everything you're supposed to do for starting a business. I will put that link in chat, and then I will put it in the description for you. City of Toronto small business support. New business startups. How to start a business. This is the link I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, I'm just in my head, I'm like, when I would talk to other people about this stuff, they would fight me to stay in their situation. And how long have I been talking? 2 hours? Okay, almost 2 hours, 90 minutes. I gave you so many resources, an explanation, a step-by-step plan, either 6 steps, 7 steps, 6 was 7, 13. Almost forgot how many steps that was. I can do math. 6 and 6 is 12 plus 1, 13. Okay, so I gave you 13 steps for business and personal to exit ODSP, being mindful of income, assets, health benefits, where to find how much are you paying for your prescriptions currently right now. And then, oh yeah, I really recommend you should read the book by Rachel Rogers, We Should All Be Millionaires. And she even prefaced the books of being millionaires for marginalized communities, including people with disabilities. Myron Golden, survivor of polio, Strona V, cerebral palsy, successful entrepreneur. Tony Robbins escaped poverty when he had someone come to the house and give him a whole box of food for Thanksgiving. Then on Tony Robbins' website, he has a black gentleman who runs a lawn care business. He's in a wheelchair. He was shot, but his lawn care business is the lawn mower that you can sit in, and he runs his lawn care business. He does really, really well in revenue, business revenue, and income. He's not on the American disability system. Pretty much every disability that we talked about earlier has many successful people with that disability doing the fruitful and multiply things in their life. Just the same, on the flip side, the other side of that coin, there's a person with that disability who's living in poverty. Choose which one. Which side of the coin are you going to be? Just saying. Just saying. So that's what I have for you. I'm super excited about all this information. I'm super excited about my presentation this week with Shea Community Foundation. I should put that registration link in there for that. Oh, how am I not thinking about that? Shea Knowledge Series, where is it? Yeah, man, it's Thursday at 12. And most of my presentation is finished for that event. How do I share it? All right, here it is. All right, that's in chat. Join the Shay's Community Foundation, the Knowledge Series. And I will see you Thursday. If you're on the presentation Thursday, that'd be great, fantastic. I'm very happy for Whitley Wright being in chat with me. Thank you very much for letting me know I have audio. And I will see everybody on the next one. Smooches. Bye.